Imagine looking back over the course of humanity, not just at the landmarks of our history, but at the turning points of our evolution. Those moments when something inside us shifted, when we became capable of more than we had been before. Now imagine this. We're standing at the edge of one of those moments right now. The horizon of what it means to be human is changing. I'm Mark Roach. Welcome to Transcendent, the place where we explore the full spectrum of human experience, peeling back the layers to uncover truths that challenge and inspire. My life has been shaped by such moments of questioning, crossing boundaries both literal and metaphorically, and learning from people and places that defy easy definitions. Today, I want to talk about humanity's evolution, not in the Darwinian sense that we're taught in school, but something far more profound, something internal. We're evolving in how we think, experience, and connect. We're moving what's called seven-centered consciousness to a new frontier of being, deeply rooted in what Ra Uru Hu described in Rave Cosmology VIII as nine-centered beings. For thousands of years, humanity operated within the framework of seven-centered consciousness. This structure guided how we lived, how we built our societies, and how we survived. But seven-centered beings were defined by strategy and power, navigating the world from a place of hierarchy and linear thinking. This mindset allowed us to dominate our environments, build civilizations, and create societies that we know today. But here's the catch. Seven-centered consciousness was limited. It was about survival above all else, shaped by external authority and driven by a need for control. And while it got it to this point, it also left us disconnected from ourselves and from each other and from the deeper potential within us. That's where nine-centered consciousness comes in. It's not a replacement or a rejection of what came before. It's an evolution, natural. It's a leap forward. The shift to nine-centered being isn't just theoretical. It's something we can feel, something that we're already living through. Think about the changes happening around us right now and how people question institutions, redefine relationships, and are seeking meaning and redefining language. All of this beyond material success. These shifts aren't coincidences. They're signs of something greater at work in our organic life. A transition from living by external pressure to navigating life through inner authority. Nine-centered beings are designed for something unique. They're here to express individuality, not as a rebellion, but as a natural state. This individuality doesn't isolate us. It enhances the collective. According to Rave Cosmology VIII, this evolution unlocks a new form of cognition, one that allows us to see beyond linear cause and effect, to perceive the interconnectedness of life in ways seven-centered beings never could. This isn't just about thinking differently, it's about being different, experiencing the world in ways that reflect the deeper truth. But evolution isn't automatic. Just as in any transformation, there's resistance. The structures of the seven-centered world are still in place. They tell us to conform, follow rules, stay within the lines, and breaking free from that isn't easy. It requires courage, self-awareness, and above all, trust in your design. Some might say it involves trust in nature, in the universe, and in God. This is where inner authority becomes essential. Nine-centered beings don't rely on external validation or external control to guide their lives. Much like Jesus when he came 2,000 years ago. They operate from within, using an inner compass that's unique to each individual. This isn't about rejecting all external input. It's about discerning what aligns with your truth and what doesn't. When you begin to live this way, you stop pushing against and start flowing with it. Think about it, consider it, feel it. How often do we make decisions based on fear, scarcity, on the need to prove ourselves to others? These are the hallmarks of old ways, seven-centered consciousness, the remnants of a world that told us survival was everything. But when you step into your inner authority, those fears start to fall away. You realize you don't need to force outcomes or chase validation. Life begins to align naturally in ways that feel fluid and right. This isn't to say that the process is easy. Evolution never is. Becoming a nine-centered being means confronting these parts of ourselves that are still clinging to old ways. Maybe you're wearing an old hat and clinging to that identity that comes along with how you feel when you wear that hat out around town or on TV or on YouTube. It means to sit with uncertainty, maybe without the hat, and trust that your path will reveal itself in its own time. And it also means letting go of this need to compare yourself to others or be part of a group or join this or join that for false safety or security. Because nine-centered consciousness isn't about competition. It's about integration. One of the most profound aspects of this shift is how it redefines connection. Seven-centered consciousness viewed through the world through separation. Me versus you, us versus them. But nine-centered beings understand that we're part of an interconnected whole. Each individual's uniqueness doesn't detract from the collective, it enhances it. And when you live authentically, you contribute something irreplaceable to the world. You become a living example of what's possible when fear gives way to trust. That's the future we're moving toward, a world where individuality strengthens community, where inner authority replaces external pressure, and where humanity becomes something more than it's ever been before. But this future isn't guaranteed. It requires each of us to do the work, to step into our design and to trust the evolution that's already happening within us. The timing of this shift isn't arbitrary. According to Rave Cosmology VIII, we're approaching a critical moment in 2027, just a little less than 2 years from now. It's going to be a turning point in the evolutionary process, according to this document. While the details of what this means still remain something of a mystery, the signs are already here. The rise of mindfulness, the push for authenticity, the questioning of societal norms, all of these indicators that humanity is waking up to its potential as nine-centered beings. What does this mean for you? Well, it begins with a question. Are you living from your mind? Are you living robotically? Are you trying to strategize and control your way through life? Or are you listening to your inner authority, allowing your decisions and actions to flow from a place of alignment? The answer to this question shapes not only your individual experience, but also the collective evolution of humanity. Today, I invite you to take one step. Start listening, not just to the noise around you and the headlines, but to the quiet within you. When you make your next decision, pause. Ask yourself if it's coming from a place of truth or fear. Trust the answers are already there, waiting for you to hear them. I'm Mark Roach. This is Transcendent, wishing you all the best.